Water equates life. It covers 71% of the Earth's surface. It has its own biodiversity that is influenced by the ecosystem. A person is about 60% water, and it carries all the nutrients and oxygens to the cells that allows oneself to function. Despite the importance of water to our survival, some human activities immensely affect the aquatic organisms that disturbs the upbringing of life. In this video, we will present an overview about the importance of water to our environment. We will tackle the biogeochemical cycle or the water cycle and how it works, the human activities that affect the bodies of water, as well as the overview on how the hereditary gene evolves to adapt in the area. The impact of the invasive species will be discussed. All this and much more in this video entitled Aquae Vitae, Conditions on how water affects the biodiversity. With that being said, we present to you the first topic, the biogeochemical cycle.
Biogeochemical cycle is a contraction that refers to the consideration of the biological, geological, and chemical aspects of each cycle. Elements within biogeochemical cycles flow in various forms, from the abiotic components of the biosphere to the biotic components and back. Each biogeochemical cycle can be considered as having a nutrient pool, a large, slow-moving, usually abiotic portion, and an exchange or cycling pool, a smaller but more active portion concerned with the rapid exchange between biotic and abiotic aspects of an ecosystem. Biogeochemical cycles can be classified as gaseous, in which the reservoir is the air or the oceans, and sedimentary, in which the reservoir is the Earth's crust. In this video, we will tackle the water cycle component of the biogeochemical cycle and its effects of the water and other components of biosphere. The water cycle shows the continuous movement of water within the Earth and atmosphere. It is a complex system that includes many different processes. Liquid water evaporates into water vapor, condenses to form clouds, and precipitates back to Earth in the form of rain and snow.
Moving on to the effects of us humans to the hydrosphere, let us now discuss anthropogenic.
Anthropogenic means these are the results from the influence of human beings to our nature. Anthropogenic on bodies of water. The factors that affecting our bodies of water includes the following. First is agriculture. The use of fertilizers, manures, and pesticides cause pollution to our bodies of water. Second is pollution due to industrial activities. This is where the industrial waste is on its way to our bodies of water, which makes it polluted. And the third is mining, which makes our groundwater polluted. The modification of our river flows. And the last one is the acid rain. So next, the Le Chatelier's principle. The equilibrium here is the bodies of water, and the pH level sits around 6.5 to 8.5. So if it lowers to 6.5, it might affect our fish and even the people. It might create diseases and more. In order for us to level our pH level, the rocks around the water helps. Also, soda ash and sodium hydroxide helps raise the pH level to normal level, which makes it balanced.
Human activities surely has an effect on bodies of water, but so do as invasive species. Specifically, how does this alien species affect our biodiversity?
Invasive species. What are invasive species? An invasive species can be any kind of living organism that is not native to an ecosystem and causes harm. They can harm the environment, the economy, or even human health. Invasive species are non-native species, have negative impact on their new surroundings, cause economic, environment, harm to human health, and they displace native species and disrupt important ecosystem processes. Impacts of invasive species. Invasive species alter and degrade the environment and have a negative effect on both native species and the people who live and work there. Environmental impact. Invasive species can change the food web in an ecosystem by destroying or replacing native food sources. The invasive species may provide little to no food value for wildlife. Economic impact. The economic and social impacts of invasive species include both direct effects of a species on property values, agricultural productivity, public utility operations, native fisheries, tourism, and outdoor recreation, as well as costs associated with invasive species control efforts. The last one is the health impact. Invasive species can negatively impact human health by infecting humans with new diseases, serving as vectors for existing diseases, or causing wounds through bites, stings, allergens, or other toxins.
Invasive species increases the genetic diversity in the biodiversity. To talk about genes and genetic diversity, let us now move on to epigenetics.
Epigenetics, the study of heritable changes in gene expression. Organisms have the ability to pass on heritable information through reproduction. With the information passed, organisms are able to evolve and adapt to their certain environments, and water is no exception. There are organisms which adapt to the environment. A few examples are the Daphnia magna and tomatoes. Daphnia magna is a keystone species in freshwater ecosystems. This organism adapts to the environmental since it is sensitive to environmental stressors, and it is an organism which shows that it changes in gene expression adapting according to its environment. A tomato is another example as it adapts depending on the abundance of water in an environment.
To conclude, water is one of the most important substances on Earth. It is a necessity for us living things to survive, as there will be no life on Earth if it wasn't for water.
With that being said, we should value and be conscious on how we use the water, as abusing the bodies of water poses danger that will not only affect us but also our surroundings.
We should learn to take care of it because at the end of the day, we are all part of Aquae Vitae.